Hello my darlings. So today I want to squash a relationship myth, and that myth is that breakups are bad. Yes, it's almost always painful. Maybe 99% of the time it's painful to go through a breakup, and of course that includes a divorce. But does pain mean bad? Pain is normally the key ingredient and key catalyst for growth and change and, dare I say, metamorphosis. And so I found it really, really telling the amount of people who said to me, or whose response was to me telling them that my ex and I, my husband and I, had separated, when their response was, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I thought that was really jarring at the time, because to me, I was free. It wasn't that it was without pain, and it wasn't that it was without a lot of conflict and fear before I did it, like second guessing myself, not trusting myself in being able to do it, and really, really scared of going out on my own, really scared of the repercussions of what everyone else would think, you know, what the financial reality would be, how it would impact the kids, would I be really lonely? All of those things, of course I felt. And of course I also went through a process of grieving the relationship that I had hoped it would be, the marriage that I imagined it would be when I decided to marry this person. But the truth is, if you're breaking up, whether you're married or not, obviously the relationship didn't work out the way that both of you had hoped it to be. And I would go as far as to say that that is also true if it's an unrequited breakup. That is to say, maybe one person is dumping the other person, or one person's leaving the other person, or someone's gone and had an affair or something, and there's this feeling of inequality, imbalance in terms of who wants to still be together and who wants to break up. But let's face it, if someone else wants to break up with you, then they're not right for you. The only person right for you is the person that really, really wants to be with you. The person that celebrates everything you are, is going to stick with you through the tough times, who sees you, who gets you, and who brings out the best in you. So, this is, I guess, the point of my video, which is, while it's painful to break up 99% of the time, it actually offers a really, really magical pathway to something, an opportunity to decide what you really want, to actually be honest with yourself first and foremost and say, hang on, are there any patterns here? Because normally there are. You know, normally you've had a few relationships. Am I seeing that I'm potentially drawing the same kinds of people to me, or the same kinds of relationship dynamics? Because let's face it, it's very easy to say, they did this to me, they're wrong, they were abusive, or they cheated, or they were selfish, or they were always nagging at me and I was never good enough. Of course all of those things are probably true, that they did that, but it really is a two-way street. Like, you participated in that relationship. Again, this monologue is to myself. I've been in these relationships, and it really helped me to move beyond the blame and the anger toward my ex, and to actually say, well, what am I generating in my life? Why was I in this relationship? What did I do that allowed that toxic behavior to play out in a relationship? What could I have done differently? And then here's the magical part. The next question is, and what do I want? What no longer serves me about that? And what do I want to invite into my life next? And that can be career, that can be health, and that can absolutely be your next relationship. So that's my invitation to you. is to shift the narrative in your head about what this breakup means. I can assure you there is a version of this breakup that is actually positive for you. There is a version of that relationship being over and you now being alone and being in a place of unknown, of not knowing what's going to come next, but and even maybe still sore and hurting and probably lonely. But this is actually where the magic happens. First, self-reflection. First, being really brutally honest. You don't even have to tell anyone else what those truths are. But if you can be honest with yourself, that's powerful. And then the next step is manifesting. And we will talk about manifesting next.